Ladies and gentlemen, Clinton Bowman, a guy that does things on the Outerhaven. We're here with episode number 108 of the Outerhaven Podcast. I'm joined by two amazing men. First things first, I want to introduce you to the managing editor of anime and manga. His name is Joshua Jeremiah JJ. Oh, so sexy, Piedra. JJ, what's up?
So two other amazing men. Well, who's the two? Because I can't imagine myself being one of them.
and the other amazing brother that's with us, because we all brothers here. The editor-in-chief, IT manager, and overall side bitch to the IT game, Keith Shadow Haxer Mitchell. Keith, what's up?
One of these days, she's going to do a very generic, straight-to-the-point introduction. And I hope I'm alive when that happens.
You got to spice things up, man. You got to make things your own. So, I mean, actually, technically, I did one time and just got straight to the point. So, I don't know where you were at. So, let's get right into this stuff. Entertainment Weekly got an exclusive photo set. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, brand new suits, and the first thing I thought was Iron Man. Like, I mean, I know Captain America Civil War is a thing right now, and that people have already seen it and reviewed it. You can check out our review on the outerhaven.net. But, son, really? Like, I can't even tell what dinosaur they represent. Like, it kills me here.
The first thing I thought of when I saw those costumes, like, wow, that's going to scare a lot of young kids when they see how freaky these costumes look. And then I'm like, I'm okay with this. Hey, kids these days are too freaking soft. They need some tougher skin. You got to stop holding their hands and making them believe they live inside of a plastic society instead of the real world. Inform them, scare the shit out of them, make them have nightmares, bring them to the fucking white couch and talk to a doctor. You know, do something with your kids besides hold them and pander them and give them little candies whenever they fuck up. You know, this isn't the world of fucking gummy bears and rainbows. It's the real world. Yeah, that Power Ranger suit, it's some real world fucking Power Rangers. All right, a serious note, they fucking suck. Oh my god, what the hell is that shit?
You know, I mean, like, as a long-standing fan of Power Rangers, you know, like, I'm actively watching through every single Power Rangers that came out. I'm almost done, thank God. You know, I look at the suits and it's like, what's going on with these suits? Like, these suits look ridiculous. They look overdone. And, you know, it brought a question to my eye. Is this part of the sickness that is Hollywood overproduction and overspending?
It is. I mean, and they even talked to the designer, the costume director, and it's like, well, we wanted to bring an otherworldly experience to the Rangers, aliens. It's like, wait a minute, they're fucking alien suits now? And they even confirmed that they adhere to the bodies. They're not just suits that they wear. They're like living organism type suits. I'm like, what the fuck? This is not the Power Rangers that I grew up and loved. That has nothing to do with Power Rangers. Their suits did not try to eat them.
What the hell is this, Venom? We are Venom. Like,
that's exactly what I thought of, believe it or not. And I'm not even a comic book guy. I thought, holy shit, the symbiote is taking over the fucking Rangers.
Like, my thing is, like, watching Power Rangers, dude, it's dudes in spandex suits with the powers of the dinosaurs, a black man with an axe that turns into a gun, and a Chinese chick that does kung fu and shit. Like, I mean, stereotypes aside, I mean, the original Zyu Ranger was completely magic based, and it's technology versus magic. So to sit down there and make it alien technology, which, I mean, don't get it twisted, Zordon's a floating head from another like planet and shit, but still, there was still some human kind of elements to it. In the Japanese things, it was just magic based off the magic and powers based off the dinosaurs and a dragon. Because Dragon Zord, why not?
Well, yeah, because it's also Japan. I mean, you can't have, you know, shit like that without a dragon.
Yeah, so my biggest issue is with this whole suit. And the big issue, and I had an issue with Elizabeth Banks as Rita Repulsa. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like her costume. That shit was green for no fucking reason. Where's the giant freaking things in her head? You know? I don't know what they're going with. I am extremely nervous about this Power Rangers. I don't think it's going to be good, and it's going to disappoint me to no end.
It's already disappointed me just from the actual aesthetic look to it, and I'm calling it right now. The fucking Megazord's going to have more moving metallic shiny parts than Optimus Prime. They're going to CG the shit out of that, and that's where exactly the entire $100 million plus budget's going to go is in that fucking Megazord, and it's going to look so stupid and ugly. I'm not even going to fucking care.
You know what? If you remember the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, and how
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the Ninja Falcon Zord was CG to hell.
Yep, that thing looked absolutely terrible, and that's why I fear for this because it's 2016. Even your shot on location movies are up against a green screen now because fuck actual live footage and all that good shit.
Oh no, the best part was if you go back and watch Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. Not gonna lie to you, the Turbo Megazord looked better. Like than the Japanese counterpart. So it was like we go like the funny thing about America, we advance in so many ways, and then now with technology, we're just getting stupider and stupider, and it's annoying.
Yeah, I don't give a shit if it looks cheesy as all hell because the original Power Rangers was exactly that. I want some dude in a fucking suit that looks like a Megazord going through a goddamn city made of fucking cardboard, kicking fucking buildings over, and having sparks flying out of their chest. That's what I want from this movie, but we're not going to get it.
Yeah, that's the sucky part. Speaking of Japanese things, let's move on to anime. Ajin, second season.
Yeah, I kind of have a review of the Outerhaven about Ajin, and I was pretty disappointed in it because of the way they actually structured the entire series. First by releasing 2 movies, and then releasing an anime series, which is basically just a recap of the 2 movies, and then ending the anime season like The Sopranos in mid-sentence. Literally, They did not have an ending. I mean, even Madoka Magica, which ended the series on their 3rd movie, had a definitive closure point at the end of the anime if you chose to end your watching right then and there. Ajin did no such thing. They just basically slapped a big to be continued on it without actually stating to be continued. And now they're like, well, you can see the conclusion in the 3rd movie, but you got to wait till September 23rd in Japan, which means it's going to be even longer here because we have to wait for the Blu-ray to come out for them to rip it and then subtitle it. And then you can finish it. But now they decided, well, I guess people want to see a second season. So this October, we are getting a second season of Ajin, which I'm guessing is going to recap the 3rd movie because it's coming out after the 3rd movie. So either if you watch the movie or the second season, you're still going to see the conclusion to Ajin. Okay, if they really wanted to do this, they should have just made Ajin 25 episodes and just animated the whole thing from beginning to end and possibly delayed it until maybe spring or just, maybe release it side by side with the movie in the fall. I don't know. But I really think the way they pace this series is really terrible. And it's a shame because the story of Ajin, like I said in my review, is pretty damn good. The animation, not so much. But if you can get past the really janky CG, then it's actually pretty enjoyable. But I just hate the structuring. So it's yay, we're getting a second season, but boo, it's after the movie. So either way, you still have to wait until September at the earliest to actually get this story finished. I don't know. I'm up in the air. But
you don't know how to feel about it.
What's that?
About waiting until all the way into September.
Yeah, how do you feel about it?
Like I don't know how you. I saying you don't know how to feel about it.
Oh yeah, I don't know how to feel about it, but I can say that Angela and Fripside, 2 really awesome, talented bands, well, Fripside being a duo and Angela being an amazing solo artist, are teaming up to do the opening to the second season. So if anything is to be looked forward to, then yeah, that's it right there. And of course, if you want some, animes that these people have actually done, just a couple of ones like, A Certain Scientific Railgun, Seraph of the End, Black Bullet, the K series, which I absolutely love, Heroic Age, Knights of Sidonia. Yeah, they kind of got a couple of animes under their belts that are well known. Pretty good artists.
All right, so one of your favorite directors of all the times, Makoto Shinkai, got honored in Hollywood Magazine. Talk a little bit about that, bro.
Yep, Hollywood's Variety magazine, they named him in 2016 as one of the 10 animators to watch. And he started out basically doing all of it himself. I mean, he would sit there and draw the pictures still frame by still frame, animate it, and do all the voice acting. If you don't believe me, go watch the very first original She and Her Cat, if I can even pronounce it right.
Right.
The Japanese title is Kanojo to Kanojo no Neko. Of course, I don't botch the Japanese title. What the fuck? So that was a 5-minute short, and he drew it, animated it, and voiced it all himself, which was just absolutely, awesome. Then he actually partnered with Comics Wave Studios, and since then, he has produced some of the most gorgeous and beautiful animes you've ever seen, like 5 centimeters per second, or as the internet community calls it, 5 wallpapers per second, because it's just absolutely beautiful to look at. He's written virtually every single one of these works. And every single one of them has to deal with pulling on your heartstrings and basically manipulating your emotions. He can make you feel sadness, happiness, joy, depression, all within the span of just mere minutes, just from the story and dialogue. He has kind of wavered a little bit in the past few years by doing shorter films and just like quick 15, 20-minute shorts and stuff like that. But he is coming back with a brand new full-length feature film later this year, and it's called Kimi no Wa, and I forgot what the English title is. I think it's like Your Name or something like that, but it's looks to be really good, and of course the artwork is beautiful. He's done other works like Voices of a Distant Star, The Garden of Words, which I thought was actually really good looking as far as animation quality, as well as a very good story. He's done so many other different films, like The Place Promised in Our Early Days, Children Who Chase Lost Voices. I have actually done the entire Makoto Shinkai series on the Outerhaven as well. So if you actually just search Makoto Shinkai, you'll see every single one of his works reviewed by myself. And I don't think he's produced a work that I've scored, well, now when we're doing the whole 5-star system, scored lower than the 3.5. I mean, that's like the worst you're going to get with him.
So So we're going to put some links in there on YouTube as well as on the article when we get that.
Yeah, most definitely. You should definitely check out a lot of his works. And he's also done a couple of animes. He didn't animate them, but he did co-write them, and that's adapting the visual novel EF, A Tale of the Two. And he split into 2 seasons, being EF, Tale of Memories, the first season, EF, Tale of Melodies, the second season. Both of them are probably in my top 10 of animes of all time to watch.
Right.
So not because he was attached to it, because the stories were just so fucking good. It was a great adaptation.
Yeah.
So the fact that Hollywood, an American magazine, is actually naming him one of the 10 animators to watch is just awesome to see. I mean, he is my favorite director next to obviously Hayao Miyazaki, because you can't fucking hate the Walt Disney of Japanese animation.
Nah, you can't. You're just a person with no soul, and you don't like anime because you think anime is trash.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I love my Miyazaki. Like, I love one of my favorite Miyazaki movies is Kiki's Delivery Service, like hands down, and then also Nausicaa of the Wind. God, I love Nausicaa of the Wind.
Yep, and also I'm right up there with Princess Mononoke. I know that's kind of like a cop-out answer since it's like one of his most famous films, but it's the one I enjoyed the most. And Howl's Moving Castle, another great movie by Studio Ghibli and all that stuff.
Yeah, so, Josh, have you ever thought of just going through the Studio Ghibli lineup and just doing reviews of them?
Actually, I did.
For the anime pulse?
I wrote an anime pulse about that, and I was actually toying with the idea of doing a Studio Ghibli review as well as a Key review, which would be covering like Air, Clannad, Air, Canon, Clannad, Angel Beats, Little Busters. No, wait a minute. Angel Beats was PA Works. Sorry. That's Jun Maeda.
Man, but still, Angel Beats, such a good show.
It was. It had its flaws, but still, it was pretty good.
Yo, TK. It still has to be like my sleeper favorite character, though.
Hey, yo, check this out. It's a moonwalk. It's a moonwalk. Head spin. Get chance and luck.
All right, so we're gonna right before we get to this next story, I kind of want to appeal to the wrestling fan in you, Josh, and talk about WWE's Black Friday.
Oh, the Titan Towers Massacre 2016 edition?
Yeah, pretty much. All right, so WWE has come to terms on the release of Damian Sandow, Bad News Barrett, Santino Marella, Cameron, Hornswoggle, Alex Riley, El Torito, and Old Dutch Mantel as of today, Friday, May 6th, 2016. And obviously, WWE gives the most famous line in terms of firing, wishes them the best in all of their future endeavors.
Yep, and when I saw that list, I was like, damn, Matthew has a pretty good stockpile of names to go through for the 2016 Future Endeavors video.
Oh, yeah. The thing about it is like, we knew that Barrett was leaving the company in June. And the fact that they actually expedited it and allowed him to dissolve his contract about a good 3 weeks early, it's fantastic. I'll give him a lot of credit because, honestly, I didn't think. Barrett was fun. He just wouldn't have worked out, and that's what I felt.
Well, he had that problem where he was hot and he was getting pushed,
and he would get
injured. As soon as he did, an injury came along. And the sad thing is both of his injuries weren't even his fault.
They weren't even the opponent's fault, really. It's just that he landed bad. It's just unfortunate accidents,
But at least he'll always give us that great memory of yelling "fuck" on the sidelines while he's just slamming his arm into the floor because he broke his arm.
Oh yeah, no, my favorite Wade Barrett moment, Bad News Barrett moment, was when AJ was celebrating her championship reign, and he just goes in, takes the noisemaker, just pulls it in her face and leaves. I was like, oh my god, I'm like, are they turning him face? What? And then you got Damian Sandow, who, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, he, as hot as he was, things just happened that basically screwed his career left and right.
Yeah, it's called the writing team.
I don't even think it's the writing team. That whole Hulk Hogan thing really put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, but the thing is, he basically came out and he cut this amazing promo that he just wasn't going to be someone's bitch anymore, essentially. That's when he broke off with The Miz, and you heard the pop he got. He was way over.
Yeah,
and then
he comes out
WWE
as
decided
Macho
to just throw him into another fucking stupid gimmick. I'm like, what the hell?
No, I feel like it's something he wanted to do. Kind of like how Charlie Haas was doing his gimmicks. And doing his, mimicking, like Haas Cena and Stone Cold Steve Austin and stuff like that. So when he found Macho Man Down and the fans were eating that up, he stuck with Macho Man Down and with the whole Axelmania thing, and then Hulk Hogan had to open his fucking mouth and shit. Santino Marella's firing is not a surprise. His contract probably ran out because they kept him on contract because of his injury.
Well, he basically retired because of injury.
Yeah,
but I would at least thought they would have kept him on as part of like a trainer or something. So that actually kind of surprised me.
Well, he has his own school in Canada.
He has WWE could have utilized that though.
Oh yeah, they probably are. They're probably just not really saying much about it. Cameron, listen, I know it's a woman and I get it, but who cares? She was terrible. She was terrible. She's bad.
She was, but still, wow.
Like what? I'm not. Listen, if it was like Naomi getting fired, I'd be slightly outraged. If it was Emma being fired, I'd be slightly outraged. If it was Maurice leaving, I'd definitely be slightly outraged. And by slightly, I mean extremely outraged. But it's Cameron. She did nothing. She was an enhancement talent. She was basically the Marty Jannetty to Naomi Shawn Michaels.
She was a Funkadactyl. That should say it right there.
So was Naomi. But now she's married to a Uso, coming out in colorful sneakers that change color when you stamp them on the ground. So much fun. Hornswoggle getting fired at El Torito, so we got rid of the short people. Okay.
Honestly, I saw El Torito as soon as they got rid of the Los Matadores and turned them back into Primo and Epico.
Yeah.
I was like, yep, he's gone. Hornswoggle, dude, they haven't used him since fucking Swerved on the network.
And on top of that, technically, he got busted for a wellness 60-day wellness policy anyway recently. So
growth hormones.
But I'm tis. Alex Riley, who they were really putting work in, I feel like Alex Riley's release was more so him wanting to get out his contract because he wasn't happy where he was at.
Well, I mean, NXT is like the place where people go to flourish before they go to the main roster. He was already on the main roster. Then he goes to NXT as a commentator. Then he gets back in the ring, has all
with
of
Kevin Owens.
Yeah, has all of like fucking 4 matches to where he bores the people to death, and then he gets released, and people are wondering why. Well, Look at NXT. He didn't exactly do anything to win people over.
I'm not wondering why. It's just that, you know what? It seemed like he was learning something. You know, I mean, he did get injured. That's why they put him in a commentary role. But then they bring him back with Kevin Owens, and it's like, it didn't work out. And then Dutch Mantel, Zeb Coulter, our favorite racist. You know.
I mean, I understand the whole, we the people thing's dead, and Jack Swagger is probably gonna be on the chopping block next, because who knows how long they're gonna use him for. But
Jack Swagger's a good. Besides John Cena, Jack Swagger is a pretty good, spokesperson for America. In the WWE, at least you have that. Swagger is a very professional individual. I think they might keep him just to trot him out there for like tribute to the troops and shows overseas and such.
Yeah, but Zeb Coulter was kind of a surprise. I mean, Dutch Mantel is such a talented individual and a great wrestling mind. I don't understand wwhy they could have kept him on for a different role, or even slap him with someone else for a management role.
He probably wanted to leave.
Well, yeah, that's true too. I mean, people do get sick of the E. Look at Jim Cornette.
It's not even that. He got his wife and kids. I mean, he got his wife, he got his kids, he got his grandkids. So he's dealing with all of that and such. But I mean,
all of them just sneaking across the lawn.
Yeah, indeed, just sneaking across the lawn. Stay off my lawn. Like, it kind of sucks. I mean, you said you're predicting like Swagger being next.
I'm just going by how much you see him on WWE TV.
Yeah, I'm thinking Ryback is next.
Really, Ryback?
Well, based on his contract problems, he feels that he needs to get paid the same as John Cena. But I'm like, dude, you're not Tom Brady. Stop trying to beat Tom Brady.
Yeah, so stop feeding me more in terms of bullshit.
Like, dude, if you want to get over and you want to get on the top, make yourself invaluable. Quit your bitching. Like, we should all get paid equal and everybody should have the same penis size. But it doesn't work that way. I'm sorry.
Some are just more well endowed than others.
Exactly, this is the way it goes. All right, now that we're off the wrestling talk and we are about 2 weeks away from a certain pay-per-view called Extreme Rules. So we already know the two of the championship matches going into there. We'll talk more about that later. Not on this podcast though. Let's talk about a game that has been delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed, and Keith kind of wants his money back eventually. For this game. Mighty Number 9 going gold with a release date in June.
By the way, going gold is kind of a tentative thing. The status is not yet set in stone. As a matter of fact, gold may just be delayed.
So for those that don't know, like Josh kind of also explained it, going gold is pretty much like Master Disc. They're at the point where they're at the Master Disc stage. And I'm sorry, fam. I don't buy this shit. Like, I really don't buy them coming out in June. But that's just me.
If they do, then, shame on us. We'll put some salt and pepper on our feet and prepare to eat them, whatever. But this game has been promised so many times, and Keiji Inafune himself has even stated that this is the final time we're delaying the game, and when that date came, we're delaying the game. Like what you just said, we're not going to delay it anymore, and yet you delayed it. And he's trying to talk about, we got some sort of bad code on our side because it's obsolete. We can't get any support with it, and the new systems are using some new stuff, so we got to go back and hand code. I don't give a fuck, all right? You made a promise, and you broke that promise. And you made another promise, and you broke that promise. And now you're trying to sell us on the fact that you're making a third promise and saying this is the final release date, no more delays and all that shit. No. Don't.
Dude, this is just like a Michael McGillicuddy promo, all right? Like, I'm just saying. Like,
I know this is the moment of the moment of the
starting
moment.
now.
Starting now
of the final delay. Like I'll be honest with you. They say June 21st is the release date. That's about 6 weeks from now. Don't be surprised by the time June comes and like the week before the delay, because I think this happened before too, where the week before the game was supposed to come out, the game got delayed again in September.
I'm gonna put money on this right now.
Cancellation.
Keiji Inafune comes out and he says, guys, we're very sorry, but we're delaying the game. The game is finished. There's no problems with the game. The shipping company fucked up. I'm going to bet money that he comes out with that kind of an excuse because the game truly isn't finished, and yet some poor shipping company is going to take the fall.
So, I mean, think about this. For those of you that backed Mighty Number 9, and even for me who's backed Shantae, Half Genie Hero, and hasn't heard shit about it, you know, it begs the question, is Kickstarter really a place that you would even want to support a game on?
Yes.
All right, Keith,
Before
why?
Before you even go into it, yes, Kickstarter has made hundreds of thousands of different things come to fruition. Games, board games, a lot of video games have come out. Divinity would have never got made if not for Kickstarter.
Right.
Divinity is easily one of the top RPGs on the PC and console. Because of Kickstarter, Divinity 2 got funded. The guy we talked to at PAX East, the Retrotainment, he got funded on Kickstarter. So it's not Kickstarter, it's the people that are on Kickstarter who are at fault.
Right. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't know. Like I'm personally, I'd be a little burned by it. You know what I mean? And could you honestly blame me for being burned?
I could, but at the same time, you can't fault the funding system. It's not Kickstarter's fault.
No, I'm not saying it's Kickstarter's fault.
It's the company. I mean, you get burnt out, but at the end of the day, you have to get burnt out or frustrated at said company who made a promise who can't keep it.
Yeah, because I'm frustrated with the concept. Because honestly, the whole bullshit around coming out with a second, the main problem that I had was them coming out with a second fucking project.
Well, that's a different story. You know,
and you know when you even have it
about that.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, you can't really do much about that.
That's why it failed, because everybody's like, "Nah, we don't think so."
Yeah, so that's my really big issue with like the whole Mighty Number 9 thing. Like, I don't believe that game is coming out. I mean, don't get me wrong. Will I pre-order it? Hell yes.
Why would you pre-order it?
I would pre-order it the day. I would pre-order it the day before the game is supposed to come out, because there is a retail version the day before the game comes out. Just as long as they don't say that day the game got delayed again.
But why would you pre-order? You can just go buy it. Fuck pre-ordering it.
Yeah, I know.
They're not giving you anything. They're not giving you any specials or any bonuses or anything.
Oh, no. I just pre-ordered at Best Buy. Just like make sure that, hey, I can pick it up tomorrow. Cool. Thank you. You know, like hell, I'll order it that morning. But whatever, you know. Like,
yeah, I'm pretty sure you could walk into a Best Buy on launch day and pick up Mighty Number 9, because after the shit it's gone through, I highly doubt there's going to be people in droves going to Best Buy to pick up that game.
This game is not going to be flying off the shelves. Not at all.
And what if it does?
It's not.
Okay, are you so certain that it's not?
One, it's a niche game.
I mean, it is Mega Man. It is Mega Man as Mega Man. Fuck. Yeah.
Nobody remembers Mega Man. Sorry, Josh, but nobody really remembers Mega Man.
God damn.
Wow.
Am I lying?
I'm sitting right here.
I mean, am I lying? Capcom has done nothing to push Mega Man out in the forefront again.
Well, to be fair, he's talking about the general.
They actually just released a poll less than a month ago asking if fans want to see more Mega Man.
Yeah, that's not the first time they did that, though.
I mean, they did that for Street Fighter, and they didn't give us what we wanted.
You know, that's just like Namco a couple weeks ago. Which game do you want to see more? What was it? Ridge Racer and a couple other ones. I was like, why are you teasing us? You're not going to make these fucking games.
Yeah, it's kind of like, yo, imagine if Nintendo said, do you want to see more F-Zero?
Like, hell yes,
I would.
Do.
I would.
You're not going to give it to us.
They ain't gonna
why
give
tease
it,
us?
Shoot. Yeah, all right. So, I mean, that being said, speaking of games that we don't want more of, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is coming out in October. And a game was announced with it, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered. Now, here's a little bit of salt. You can't get COD 4 Remastered by itself.
No.
You have to buy the Digital Deluxe Edition or the Limited Edition of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. And it's included in the game. So you can't even get it separately.
Nope. Can't get it. It's all,
now, question,
it's all or nothing.
Now, knowing consumer culture, at least in America, people will be buying into Call of Duty. And we'll still buy the game regardless.
No, I'll be honest with you.
But
hold
on. Activision's business practices are getting worse and worse and worse, year by year, by iteration of Call of Duty. And it's just getting ridiculous. It's just getting more ridiculous because people are buying into this game without really realizing dude, you're getting hornswoggled.
Well, let me stop you. So, I don't have an issue with Activision releasing Call of Duty games the way they do it. I have issue with the way that they sell the game and they're selling incomplete games.
But that's what I'm talking about.
I don't have an issue per se with Call of Duty. There are certain ones I just simply don't like after playing them for X amount of time and decided never to play them again. Like some of my favorites, the original Call of Duties 1 and 2, Modern Warfare. I played that game every goddamn day. I loved it. World at War, I loved it. Black Ops, I loved it. Advanced Warfighter.
Like I loved, hell, I remember when SOCOM was a game. I played those games like it's nothing. I played the original Call of Duty. I liked it.
Well, let's not get off track though.
But yeah, I loved it. But in the same, again, my problem isn't with Call of Duty, the game itself. My problem is with Activision's business practices.
Right, because the new Infinity War, they're okay. They're not Infinity War old. At the same time, Treyarch is actually pretty good. Well, the issues that I have is, again, with Activision making them put out a game that's not complete. Now, we don't know what they're going to do with this one. They might surprise everybody and go back to Call of Duty a viable name again.
Yeah.
Because, let's be honest, Call of Duty is more synonymous with console gaming more than anything anymore.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people that buy these Call of Duty games are console gamers. And not disrespecting them whatsoever, but, I'm used to full games, shit that I don't have to spend, $60 to get the rest of the maps that should have been included in the game in the first freaking
So
place.
say now I'm paying $120 for a game.
And then we got idiots, because now I'm being disrespectful. They come to this site and like, well, you don't have to like it, don't buy the game. No, idiot, that's not how it works. You voice your opinion so the companies hear you, so they try and, do a compromise or just stop doing dumb shit from the get-go. If you're going to give them a reason to keep doing it, hey, they're going to keep doing it. How about that? But
exactly.
I'm reserving any disdain for the new Call of Duty just because I like futuristic shooters. I really do. Not to say that I hate old shooters like World War 1 and 2, but we've had enough of those games. I've been playing first-person shooters since, a long fucking time. Unreal Tournament 99, Quake, Doom, Wolfenstein, Commander Keen.
Got you beat on that one, Keith. I've actually been playing since Catacomb Abyss, a fucking game on a fucking floppy disk, a 1.44 meg floppy.
Damn!
But you see what I'm getting at. I've played all these games. I've been through the glory days. I've been through the shit days. And I've played so many World War games. Like, I used to play in Team Warfare, fucking Call of Duty, and Battlefield 1942. So I know all about these games, and I've had my share of these old games. I'm ready to see some more modern stuff. I like doing, the company came out with the Desert Combat Battle mod for 1942. That was fantastic. They took an old game, old setting, and made it modern, and it was fucking awesome. And the tanks were so good.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But everybody's up in arms like, we don't need futuristic stuff. We don't need modern stuff. Why?
Here's the thing. I mean, people. Like, I've always thought, me personally, like, listen, I'm a slight history buff, right? So, I mean, there's things that I want to see. Don't get me wrong. I want to see a Civil War-based Call of Duty or a Battlefield, something like that.
No.
Or, Revolutionary War-based kind of thing. Like, maybe just once. Just once.
No, I would never want to see that.
Why not?
Why do I want to go back to old-ass guns and, shitty infantry and the landscape and the environments? Why would I want to do that? I mean, everybody has a wonderful nostalgia when it comes to like the the M1 Guard and the bar and all that fun stuff. Great, fantastic. But I don't want to go back to single bolt action rifles and where's the fun in that?
And plus, if you're trying to make it realistic, it's like, why is my gun taking 8 minutes to reload? It's because it's a fucking musket, you asshole.
I mean,
like
really,
no, but that's just me. I mean, I would like to go back to that, but also in the same respect, it would be better if you can go back to that and kind of like maybe a modern reimagining of it.
That's why I'm a little disappointed of another game that got announced today, because I was hoping it would have like it went back to World War I, fine, but I was hoping it would have an alternate timeline where you can do certain things with the game, certain liberties that you can take with
wow,
that game.
Keith, way to totally segue into Battlefield 1.
But I didn't mention it. I said a certain game.
I think we all know what we were talking about.
Yeah, we pretty much knew.
No, we pretty much knew.
Well,
Sorry.
we can talk about that too. But yeah, I'm kind of disappointed that I wanted a I wanted an alternate timeline with that. I really did.
Yeah. I mean, Battlefield 1 gets announced by DICE after DICE totally shits on Call of Duty and Infinity Ward on Twitter and shit. So, at least EA has a sense of humor about shit. So Battlefield 1 set in World War I, for us history buffs, especially when it comes to war, this is pretty much like, oh my God, I love it. Certain people aren't happy like Keith, but that's okay.
I'm not disappointed. It's just, when you do certain things, like you take it back to World War One, okay, fine. There's only a certain amount of things you can actually do with that game now.
But wasn't World War One? But World War One is still pretty modern enough that the guns are still better than a musket.
Dude, that's fucking 19. It's like the 1912 and 1920s. I mean, or 1918, I think is when it ended.
1918, yeah.
Yeah, that's not modern, dude. That's 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least it's not friggin' the Civil War and muskets.
Yeah, well, we still got bolt action rifles. And here's the thing: regardless, they're going to take certain liberties, and people are going to be like, "Well, this isn't based in this time period. What the fuck are they doing?" Watch. They're going to start taking liberties. And what was that game that just came out not too long ago, and we were kind of wishing that
I don't know. I don't remember.
It was based in alternate timeline, so we could do stuff. What game was it? We were just bitching about that.
So I think it was a Battlefield game, like Bad Company or some shit.
No. It was just fairly recent.
I don't know.
Everybody was complaining about that. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, but
oh no, I'm sorry. What it was? Division. There you go, Division.
The Division, right?
Because it's in modern times, and they're like, wow, they could have made it an alternate timeline, but they couldn't because it was a Tom Clancy game. So
yeah,
there are certain liberties they could not take. I don't want to see that happen with Battlefield.
Right.
We can only use World War I weapons. Okay, well, you're setting yourself up a little bit disappointed, don't you think?
Right.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, that being said, this game, did it receive? I think it received a release date, if I remember correctly.
It got a release date. First, Kotaku and a couple other sites broke it. It was incorrect. They said October 18th. That's the early access date. If you pre-order it, you can get it early on October 18th, but the game doesn't release till October 21st.
And since this is an EA game, EA Access will get it. Wait, the game releases when?
October 21st.
That's a Friday.
Yeah, that's no different. A lot of games get on other days than Tuesday.
Also, just to quickly correct Clinton, when he introduced Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, he said it's releasing October. No, it's actually November.
Yeah, thank you.
Nintendo games release on Sundays.
No, they actually release on Fridays.
No, some release on Sunday.
Most of them recently have released on Friday.
Go back and look, because one of their big ones came out on a Sunday.
Does it honestly matter? It's a day.
Really? It's a day.
We've gotten out of the point where big games and big movies come out on Tuesdays.
Movies always come out on Fridays, either Fridays or Wednesdays.
No, I'm talking about DVD.
Oh yeah, you're right.
We've been moved out of that. It's not exclusive to Tuesdays anymore.
But like EA and Origin Access, people will get that like October 18th.
Right, and that's what
which
they
is
made
that Tuesday.
They made a point to say, hey, EA Access and Origin get it first.
Yeah, so my Xbox One. Like somebody on this team is going to be reviewing that game.
I'm not getting it on a console.
Well, you have Origin Access, don't you?
Yeah, sure fucking do. I'm paying for it for nothing. Exactly. I was just sitting down thinking, I was going to say it before. I was like, man, my next upgrade is going to be a fucking 144 hertz monitor. And I'm like, Battlefield's coming out. Call of Duty may pick that up too. Yeah, my next upgrade is definitely going to be a 144 hertz monitor.
Yeah, I was already thinking about like saving up money to get an R9 Nano. I'm like, because why not? So like something like that, and just like get a widescreen monitor, just so things look pretty and stuff like that. But
I cannot fuck with the Team Red.
I know you're a big fan of the green team.
They're still behind.
Like
they're doing good. They're making a couple decent advances.
Like that Wraith cooler? Woo, that shit was swing.
but that's no different than any stock I'm sorry.
I'm just saying that.
Aftermarket cooler. I mean,
I'm
it's
just saying
nice
that thing
they're
was
doing
sweet.
it.
I think that shit was swing. But
Now,
I mean, from what I heard,
they can lower the fab on their freaking processors and make them run a little more efficient.
I think that's what they're doing with the next one.
No, they're not, because they put that fan on existing CPU.
No, they're coming out with a new CPU architecture soon anyway.
No, not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon, but in the near future.
They just did one, and it didn't do well.
Well, I thought Viscera was the one that they just recently were.
They had Bulldozer, and that was.
Oh yeah, Bulldozer. That was a thing.
It didn't do what they wanted. I mean, I love AMD. I grew up on AMD, but they're not. They're never making a lot of big mistakes. But we're not here to talk about AMD.
Yeah, we're here to talk about Battlefield 1.
So you guys saw it, the trailer, right?
Yep.
What did you think about it? No, Josh didn't see it.
No, I'm not a Battlefield fan, so I actually never bothered with the trailer. I actually watched the Infinite Warfare trailer.
I'll be honest with you. I haven't played Battlefield. 4 was not my favorite. I stopped playing it during 3. And Hardline was like, ha ha, what is this garbage? It's like, oh, we're giving you Hardline. You see they're giving you Hardline for free for a certain period of time now.
Yeah. On what?
Like,
on
really?
Origin?
I think it is. I'm like, really?
If it's on Origin, I probably might just pick it up just because. Like, why the hell not?
I was like, why? Why does anybody want this?
But
and then
why
you had
not?
the opening of the conference and all that top, all the past Battlefield games, and they're talking about how great Hardline was. And I'm like, did we play the same game?
Yo, what you smoking? Why you always lying?
It was the developers. Like, I'm pretty sure we didn't play the same game here. I know we weren't playing the same game, guy.
Dude, I could clown somebody right now for that same mentality, but I'm not because I like to be professional to a degree. But yes, the Battlefield 1 promo trailer was actually pretty damn fantastic.
I just think they need to stop talking to Microsoft with their naming conventions. Get Battlefield 1 on the Xbox One. That was October 21st. That's a lot of ones there, guys.
That's a lot of ones. Where's the zeros, man? You know how IT is and PCs work.
No, they're the one behind the one in 21 and 1.
One. Yo, this game is sponsored by Paul Heyman. Let's go. Yo, narrated by Paul Heyman too.
That's a name I haven't heard in a minute.
Oh yeah. So that being said, what?
I don't want to stay on it too long, but I mean, even though I'm clowning the World War One,
you're just clowning the number 1 in general right now.
Well, no, just the setting. I mean, I'm not a big fan of it. It's not to say they can't do a decent game, because DICE has done a lot of decent games, and Battlefield is
I'm not gonna lie to you.
My favorites.
My favorite games were the Bad Company games.
And we keep asking for a new Bad Company, and there's like, nope, we're not giving you another Bad Company, and it's like, why?
Like, Bad Company was fantastic. I'm just saying, like, that's just how I sees it. Like, it was a fantastic game.
They even said it. People keep asking for it. Okay, so
they probably are gonna give it to us. It's just like gonna be when we least expect it, and it's like, like literally, like the audible gasp. You will hear the air just get sucked out of the earth when that happens.
I'm also really disappointed because typically when Battlefield is on hiatus for so long, or they come up with a brand new version, they usually give us a Frostbite engine, and I was expecting one, but it was like, nope.
What are they using? Don't tell me they're using the Ignite engine from the sports games.
No, they're always using Frostbite, but there's no new one.
Oh, because the new Frostbite engine was used recently.
Battlefront.
For Battlefront.
It's the same
not
one they used
Battlefront,
before.
but more so like Rory McIlroy, PGA Tour.
Yeah,
like
but it's the same one. They haven't had a new Frostbite engine yet.
I thought they had.
Nope.
I thought there was a reason to do it.
Nope. That's why I was kind of expecting this one to have it, but it didn't.
That being said, some quick news notes right before. So a top of the line sports training company, guys like Cam Newton came out and Amari Stoudemire came out of this training program in boot camp, starts an esports training program, and Complexity's Call of Duty team. 3 members of the team are the first ones to go do it.
Let me stop you real quick. I saw the article.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised because when it comes to esports, that's not anything new. They've been doing that for years, especially over in Korea and China. They've been doing that shit for years.
Yeah, but it's
Somebody
America.
spent a couple $1 million creating a top of the line gym. I can't say the proper word for them to
Facility.
Train. Yeah, to do it constantly. There were a couple people that interviewed about this. Again, it's pretty much a prison. We're pretty much stuck here.
Yeah, but this one is like a boot camp, like a 2 or 3 week boot camp, just to like train their mental and physical conditioning and such and things and such like that. Do the same things that the sports players like Serena Williams and all of them do.
Because people think that when you play games, you don't really need to be in shape, and it's like, really?
You have to understand, when I'm trying to say, dude, I was trying to play Overwatch, and man, it was tiring. Like it just gets tiring after a while. Like saying for like 4 hours, I would just start getting ready to knock out. I'm like, you know what? I couldn't play Diablo for 4 hours straight. If I had the training and the stamina, I'd probably be able to do like 6-7 hour gaming sessions.
There have been people that died for doing long gaming marathons.
Yeah, 6 or 7
yeah,
gaming
there's
marathons.
stupid people who don't get food or take bathroom breaks.
Yeah, like that Korean cat that was like died after like a 12, 15 hour gaming session.
And which Korean would that be? Because there's been many.
I know, right?
Yeah, there was a bunch of them that did that.
Yeah.
And what makes it worse is they do it in these internet bars, internet cafes, and it's like, don't you guys say, hey, get the fuck off the game, go do something?
No, as long as they're getting the money, they're all right.
Yeah, it's kind of bad, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's why internet cafes are kind of going the way of the dodo, in at least New York.
Well, they're obsolete. There's no real reason to have them.
No, a lot of the reason was like to come in, and a lot of I know in Queens at least, most of them, were there to hold like league tournaments and all those other tournaments. Have everybody come in and play together in a place and hang out.
LAN party? What are those? They don't exist.
I know, like that's what they were doing, and now there's no, like you said, there's no real point to it. Yeah. Nintendo confirms a E3 live stream, but it's not necessarily a direct.
That's Nintendo. Nintendo. They're not relevant.
Yeah. Viz Media. Three big things come out of Viz Media. First one, they changed their website for their 30th anniversary. Secondly, we get a home media release of Sailor Moon Crystal Set 1 with a bunch of fun stuff in there. Including as I pull up the article, the press release. Man, it's so hard to like do this press release. But it's like a multi-disc. It's a limited edition Blu-ray DVD combo with a book and some posters and such like that. And then also Pokemon Cookbook. Josh, you said it was too dumb not to post.
Yeah, apparently there is a cookbook where you can make your favorite Pokemon recipes. And it's going to be available this November from Viz Media. Oh boy!
So is it food that you can make, or is it for your Pokemon?
It's food that you can make.
It's food you can make.
It's like Pikachu style ramen.
That actually sounds pretty good.
Mashed Meowth potatoes, a Pokeball sushi roll. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. That might actually be a fun thing to do. If you work with kids, or if you have kids, or if you have like grown ass adults that still play Pokemon.
Actually, this is true because one of our staff members we just brought on board, Cody, he says he has kids who would absolutely love to get this. So, I might see if I can get a review copy for Viz, review it, much to my angst, and then send it to him.
Yeah, review. And no, try to make scans of it so you can send me a copy. Like,
you don't do that. That's bad.
I'm kidding.
So you can make your Poke Pancakes.
Yo, Poke Pancakes, of course. Apex Open Beta started yesterday for Forza Motorsport 6, and Keith, it is pretty.
It is pretty. It's fun. I like it. It shows a lot of promise. I like the optimization they have in there so far. There's a dynamic function there that adjusts the game to your
when
computer.
You boot it. Yes.
No. It's constantly working during the game to make sure that you can set it to keep it at a consistent 30 frames per second. It'll do it dynamically, or you can set it to 60 frames per second.
Yeah. And then also, we already see that there's going to be microtransactions because there is a Forza store.
Well, there are microtransactions. They do say that from the get-go there will be microtransactions. Yeah. It says it on the counter or in front of the game. But I just didn't really, I thought it might have been, hey, we're getting ready for the game. Fair warning, I didn't expect it to be actually fucking live in the game.
Well, but it's not. Well, then again, the store isn't live yet. So
no, it's live. You could buy them.
oh, I clicked it and it told me it wasn't live.
I clicked on it. It was like buy this. I was like, wait, what?
And then so we know now Forza Hub is coming to PC.
Well,
At least
it's in the game.
it's in the game, but no, it's a separate app. Like Forza Hub is a separate app.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, the option is there. But again, like I said, it is a pretty game. It is. I think this is a step in the right direction for Microsoft. In terms of their PC gaming, process. The next thing is to remove the idea of it being an app.
That's not going to happen.
I mean, who's to say it wouldn't? But
that's the problem with
the chances are slim to none. Huh?
That's the issue with the Microsoft, the Xbox store itself, the Windows 10 store. That everything that gets downloaded is considered an app. That's the huge issue.
Yeah, that's the same thing with the Mac in a lot of ways, because everything is an app coming out of the Mac OS store, iTunes store, and stuff like that.
And
so
that needs to be fixed.
Yeah,
that needs to go away.
Yeah, I mean, but they are piggybacking off of the success of the App Store, because the at least the Apple App Store, because I mean it's worked. So I mean they're just doing something that works. I can't fault them for that thinking. Doom PC requirements and launch trailer were revealed. You need obviously Windows 7, 8, and 10. The minimum requirements are an Intel i5-2400 or FX 8320. 8 gigs of RAM with 55 gigs of free hard drive space, and an NVIDIA GTX 670 or HD, a Radeon HD 7870. But the recommended is an i7-3370 or AMD FX 8350 or better, so I'm good. With 8 gigs of RAM, 55 gigs of free hard drive space, or a 974 gig or 4 gig R9 290. And I mean, isn't the R9 300 series just an upgrade to the games that's the 290 series? So, I mean, my 380X is sitting pretty.
Yeah, my computer pretty much covers all that, so I can probably run that game on Ultra.
Oh yeah. Well, I wouldn't say that, Josh. That game engine they're still using is known to be very shitty.
Oh, really?
He said shitty.
It's the same one they used for Wolfenstein. They had a lot of issues.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. And the game releases next Friday.
Oh.
And it doesn't support any kind of events, GPU configuration, i.e. SLI, Crossfire, all that fun shit.
Yeah, but y'all heard Josh when I said, ew, next Friday?
Oh, I was still going off my old OOO type of thing. I didn't really listen to your release date. But next Friday? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it next Friday?
It's the 13th of May, yes.
Wow, what a great day to pick to release a game called Doom.
Yeah, I know.
Friday
the 13th at that.
Next week's gonna suck because it's Doom coming out. It's Uncharted coming out.
Yeah.
What else is coming out?
What else is coming out?
I think that's it.
I mean, the wonders of game FAQs and their game release date thingy.
Those are the two big things I can think of that are coming out.
Like the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth.
I've never really played that game.
What?
I never understood it, but my son loves that game. He plays it all the time on the PlayStation.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I've never played it.
Yeah. So that's like on the 10th. That's coming out on the 10th, and then a couple other games on the PC.
Is that something that I should play?
The Binding of Isaac is actually pretty good. It really depends. It really depends on how you feel.
I remember it had a lot of religious overtones in it.
Yeah,
I was like,
it did.
I tried to cross my religion with gaming. It just doesn't sound very fun.
Yeah, a lot of religious undertones in the game, but like it's just what it is. I mean, on the Xbox One, I know Raiden V is coming out on May 11th that same week. So
I'm still surprised about that.
The Raiden? Yeah. Other than that, I mean, Persona 5 getting a September 2016 release date in Japan. So the game is actually freaking coming out.
And it'll be at E3.
And it's going to be at E3. Releasing around the same time as Final Fantasy 15. So, Oh my God.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if it undercuts Final Fantasy or not. I mean, just for the PlayStation, obviously.
I mean, then again, remember, it is Persona.
Which is
the
Final
most popular.
Fantasy is on both Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah, and that means nothing to anybody who's not in America.
True RPG fans will get both.
This is true.
I can't juggle 2 RPGs at once.
That you, sir, are a polywog.
I mean, I'd rather devote all my time to just one game.
Fuck me, Josh. Did you just say that you, sir, are a polywog?
Yes, I did.
I mean, because I like to play the game through and beat it, nonstop. That's just me.
All right, and then one last one too. I'm sorry, this is definitely the last one. Microsoft outlines their plans for E3. Monday, June 13th, 9:30. They'll take the stage at E3 and give the world an in-depth look at previously announced games, several unannounced games that are coming to the Xbox brand. And then also their Xbox Daily Show will be making a return with Larry Herb himself hosting it. So it'll start on June 14th and June 15th as well. So I know E3's coming up. Big game news is starting to really make its way out there. Keith, I mean, your thoughts on what you think they're going to be coming out with? I mean, we talked about this on Experience, which you can catch on YouTube. But people are talking about Xbox 1.5 or updated version of the Xbox One controller.
Yeah, that and the controller. Some people are talking about they might talk about Halo 6. I think it's too soon. We'll get more news about Crackdown.
Yeah, Crackdown. I remember
We'll probably
that.
get some more news about some upcoming indie games.
Cuphead. Cuphead.
Yeah,
Cuphead.
I know a lot of people are looking forward to Cuphead. I mean, there's not really a lot of stuff that they really can talk about that hasn't been talked about already.
Right.
So unannounced games is going to always be something that's going to be big. I don't know what. I haven't heard anything coming out of the Microsoft camp to be only interested in, so I don't know.
Right.
As far as games are concerned.
Okay. All right. So, boys, final thoughts on anything? You bring up anything that, fails that you feel like you want to just talk about for a quick blurb to end the podcast?
Overwatch is going to take away all the Team Fortress 2 fans. That is all.
You ain't spitting nothing but the truth.
Unless
I
you're
polywogs.
paying money.
You like polywogs?
I don't know what the fuck a polywog is.
Do you not know what a polywog is?
No.
Oh my god, what kind of fucking life have you been living, man?
What is it?
It's a polywog. It's a tadpole.
I do not play with tadpoles.
Yeah, that being said, Keith put up a couple things this week for those of you that are interested in the streaming aspect of things. He talked about the 2006. He has a 2016 game capture device guide, talking about USB 3.0 and PCIe cards that are and aren't the best for you, depending on your computer settings. He features heavily the Elgato series of capture devices.
You know what? I thought about that, and people might have thought that, hey, you're just advertising for Elgato. But if you look at the market,
yeah,
and the criteria that I picked, there aren't a lot of cards out there, capture devices that use USB 3.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you got the Razer Ipsaw, you got the LG X, which is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And then you got the 3 Elgatos that Elgato has been coming out the woodworks with. Yeah. I mean, there's also the Hop Hog ones that they're coming out with, obviously, and other streaming devices out there are coming with their stuff. But these are the 5 most recognizable and known capture devices out there.
Right. I mean, you look at it, Hopodge, AverMedia, Elgato, Razer just got into it.
We haven't seen Roxio in forever.
Yeah, that's it.
So there's that. And also, Keith is working on a couple things. First things first, he did post up his review of the Amazon Fire, 2nd edition.
That's
second
old,
generation.
though.
It's a little old, but you know what? You still posted it. And
I
it
am
still
going to
counts.
I am actually working on a piece for the PlayStation View for a lot of cord cutters like myself.
Yeah, I mean, Keith, I'll be honest with you. I mean, since it does work on an Amazon Fire box, you can give us a little bit of insight. 'Cause I know you basically said fuck
works
files.
fine.
You said fuck files.
Well,
pretty
I'm
much.
going to be saying fuck Fios if I can get my wife and my kids on board. But yeah, I've been using this. I would
But it's
actually
cheap.
sat down the other day and watched. I caught up on my Agents and Shields using it. PlayStation View on the Amazon Fire on both of them, first generation and second generation,
Yeah.
as well as my PlayStation 4, and it worked beautifully. The only caveat I have about it is I don't like how you have to press up constantly to get to the guide.
Okay.
But other than that, PlayStation View is fine. There is some issues with grain for
Yeah.
certain HD channels,
Okay.
but that's anywhere. It's on any kind of HD service because the transfer is just not there yet.
All right.
Other
So,
than that, it works fine.
like my question with the whole thing about the Amazon Fire TV, because I know the Amazon Fire TV right now is actually pretty cheap in terms of like it's $85 and $125 if you want the gaming edition. The PlayStation View, I know you can't use it on the Fire Stick natively. Well, not natively, but out of the box, because you need the Fire TV box to set it up.
Well, that was going to be my next test. Actually, tomorrow I was actually going to go buy Amazon Fire Stick.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. I was contemplating cutting the cord in my house and just getting rid of the cable television and just picking up, because my mom has an Apple TV and I'm thinking about just selling it and getting a Fire box because
PlayStation View's not on Apple.
PlayStation View's not on Apple TV.
Hey man,
like
don't hate Sony.
It's on. It's not even on Android devices. Like what? How does that work?
Don't hate Sony.
No, but it's not on Amazon device. It's not on Android devices, period.
Well, technically, the Amazon Fire is an Android device.
Mobile devices.
Well, yeah.
It's not even on the Amazon. It's not even on the Kindle. It's not even on the Amazon Fire tablet. So it's like, dude, but you can Chromecast it from an iPhone.
Well, because you gotta be on a browser for Chromecast.
Yeah. So.
But no, I think you might want to revisit that because I'm pretty sure they updated PlayStation View to work on iPads and iPhones.
No, see, it works on the iPhone and it works on the iPad. It's just I would have to give my mom my iPad, let her Chromecast it, and play it off the TV.
Or just buy Firebox and call it a day.
Yeah, I'm thinking about buying just two Fireboxes for the house.
I mean, you can get the first generation Firebox. There's no issues with them off eBay for fucking cheap.
Nah, I was just gonna get the second generation, call it a day.
Yeah, too.
Yeah, get the second generation, call it a day, and then give one to my mom, give one to my sister, cut the cable, because like I'm still trying to figure out what channels do they still watch, so I know how much to pay month. Do I get the Elite, which is like $85 in freaking New York and shit? So, or do I just go simple?
Well, they have a TV guide, so check it out and see.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit with my mom and just really talk about that because I know like I want to get rid of the cable boxes because, dude, I'm paying like $300 for it. I'm paying like $250 a month for cable, internet, and TV. If I can cut the cable, it should make it simple. Plus, on top of that, ABC, 48 hours of DVR.
Actually, Fire Stick can now use PlayStation View.
No, it can, but you can't set it up on a stick. That's what they said.
They're selling the packages with the stick.
I'm in. So yeah, that being said, no, but you got to set it up on a PlayStation 4 first. But I think I might just get the Fire Stick and just call it a day and like really sit down there. Because honestly, with the DVR, that's fantastic, dude. 48 hours of DVR, that's great. So Josh, Polywogs,
they're great.
They're great. They're fantastic.
Everyone should, stop listening to the podcast and get themselves some Polywogs.
All right. That being said, Josh, throw some knowledge about the A1 podcast before we go.
Yeah, so basically we'll be doing our next episode probably towards the end of the month. We are going to be reviewing Mark Crilly's Brody's Ghost series. He actually has the collector's edition, or not really the collector's, the complete edition coming out on May 10th. And if you actually go to some bookstores, it's actually out now. It'll be all 6 volumes basically bundled together in an omnibus, so we will be reading that and reviewing that on the next episode of A1. So give us a little bit of time to get it, read it, and then we'll produce the episode probably sometime towards the end of May.
All right. Fantastic, bro. I appreciate hearing that. Keith, our next episode of Experience is coming.
Never.
Yeah, never.
Cancel.
We're gonna start working on the release date. I think the release date is gonna be on Wednesdays from now on, so it won't be the 16th of May. It'll probably be the 18th of May that it comes out. It's kind of spaced it out from Sony centric. So we're just gonna be talking Experience. First episode. It wasn't a hit, but it wasn't a smash hit. But people seemed to pay attention and talk about it. They enjoyed it.
Advertisement.
I know.
Plug.
I know. Plug. I know. Keith, you're a god for that.
Really? Okay.
I'm messing with you.
Anyway, I'm gonna cut this podcast short. I
Yeah,
gotta go back to fucking work.
I know,
Yay.
and then we got to go to Overwatch. That's the thing that we're gonna be playing.
I
So for
get
Keith,
to go to work and fix fucking servers.
for
Yay.
Keith and Josh, and for all the servers that are fucked up in the world that Keith have to fix, I'm Clinton Bowman, managing editor and all around fun
servers.
guy. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.
Pollywogs.
I've never heard of that name before. Pollywog.
Bybee?
I kept thinking it was a fucking Pokemon.
You're thinking about Poliwag.
Dude, I don't follow Pokemon. I'll be the first to tell you that.
I mean, you've always been the first to tell us that.
I don't watch Pokemon.